show it to us again. Take us through it. Tell us all the ideas.
Well, we were kind of having problems. We're trying to figure out a good way to do it on your own because we were doing the one where filling for the angle to pop out, and then asking Dan to push it to my hand and resist, trying to hold the scapula into place, relax, then stretching out a little more. But then we're thinking that the home exercise program wouldn't work because you can't have someone by yourself. You can't do it.
It becomes very difficult, I think, in the at-home situation. So, look at this Teres Major in an at-home stretching program. I think could be somewhat difficult. I think you really to get it isolated best done with hands-on while in the clinic. Unless you guys have anything particular for home exercise for stretching Teres, individualized. It is tough.
Yeah, I was talking to Rachel. It was kind of practical because you don't know, like, if you have like a therapeutic band and you got it into like a doorknob and you got to lay down, but you need something extremely strong for you to resist. So that wasn't really practical. So
Strong, yeah.
or if you're really weak, then it works.
Okay, and again, we'll be getting into more of the strengthening components, but let me just say this. I think you guys also understand that when we are actually doing these stretches and using kind of the PNF, overlay of this, we are also including kind of a strengthening component, right? Because everyone should recognize that there's the concept of trying to strengthen a shortened muscle in the lengthened position as well.
Yeah. When last group was doing the Teres Minor,
yep.
They were going into medial rotation and with this thing you go into lateral, but they're also abducted. And I know the Teres Major is in a AB or adductor. So could you do that stretch and opposite and like go into lateral rotation? So if I was up here and ask them to go back and then have them push forward, would that work?
What do you guys think? When you're pushing forward, you're trying to bring them back, what are you doing? Them pushing forward activates what muscle?
I meant you push it back a bit. I meant
go ahead.
So I would get him back into forward back as I can, and then ask Dan to push into my hand.
Okay. So what are you actually activating here in this case? That's fine. It's right there. What's being activated?
Medial rotators.
Medial rotators here, right? And then when they relax, you push them into further lateral rotations. What are you stretching? Maybe a little subscapular, could be a little bit, but it's something medial rotator type stuff, right? And the last group is doing lateral rotators. So if you want to stretch the lateral rotators, which direction should we be going?
But
Oh, I thought you were talking about the last group.
I think the last group was going into medial rotation and
Oh, I got it. Oh, yes. Okay, got it. So you're trying to stretch the same muscle in this case. All right. You're trying to stretch the opposite muscles, but using the same position.
Right.
Yes. Okay. Got it. Now I understand. Ooh, okay. Good. All right. What do you guys think? Would that work? Matt just showed us right there, doing medial rotation from this position on down. What do you think? What would be a medial rotator? What helps do this in this position? Subscap. What else? Teres Major. What else? Lats, what else? Teres? I mean, it's a lot of cross-sectional area being involved there. I think you'll find the more you can position a person to eliminate the contribution of some of those other muscles, the more effective you'll be at trying to get specific muscles. Up here is kind of a gross shotgun, back like this. I mean, if you're a baseball pitcher, and you need to get back as far in that position as possible, yes. I recommend doing that. But if I'm doing my muscle length test and I find certain muscles are short, who are medial rotators, and certain muscles that are medial rotators are not short, I wouldn't necessarily use this as a stretch to get those muscles because some don't need to be stretched. I try to focus on ones that are short. Make sense? Okay?
Can you show the correct stretch manner? I got confused.
I'm confused.
What, for the Teres Major?
Yeah.
Oh, I think that what Matt was showing here again was the situation here coming up from hook lying, stabilizing the inferior angle of the scapula and try and move the person into further flexion this way, go ahead and pull down, and then keep going, keep going, keep going, and then relax. And using really the extension component, moving into flexion, as the component to stretch the Teres Major and not so much the rotational. Okay? Okay, you guys, who else was working with you guys? The opposite group was the 9. Anything to add, group 9? Where's group 9?
So what would be a home stretch?
Like I say, I think that was one of those things we said it's kind of really difficult to kind of separate out. I mean, if you have to kind of do certain stretches, you know, for that, my guess is going to be you're probably going to lop it together with the latissimus and do it as much with that because they're so similar. Up here, I don't think you're getting so much latissimus. Up here, you're getting more of latissimus, kind of the eye position versus the T. Okay. Anything else? Yep, John?
I just have one question about that. Would you be more inclined to push against the forearm or the elbow? Not really matter.
If you're what, back to this position here, or
If you're doing the stretch block.
I would be more willing to work on the humerus as my
Okay.
point there, because pushing on, if I'm past the elbow joint, then I have another consideration on a joint involved, but I probably work the distal end of the humerus. Okay. Anything else?